Uh, any four of you guys can jump in on this. Just tell me about the atmosphere at halftime, and what you guys did to shrug it off and come out and play a complete second half. What was the mentality amongst the players in the locker room?
I'd say the big thing was just stay together. We knew that offense was going to come back if we just continued to play strong, continue to do what we were doing all first half on the defensive side, and that's what we came out and did. We stayed together. We rallied around Kurt and PD came out and balled out. The offense came out and did what they had to do, and the defense came out and did exactly what we talked about doing. And that was to just continue to do what we were doing in the first half, and we did that.
Yeah, for the offense, it was staying calm and collective because we knew our job. What we needed to do was put points on the board and stay together and when this come out at halftime as a team, and that's exactly what we did. And that's just what happened in there. So a mindset thing, just I guess you could say we just came a little bit more focused and just did what we had to do.
For Kurt, for you and PD, when you look up at the scoreboard after the offense had struggled in the first half, no question about it, and you see a 10 up there on the board for Western, and knowing what the defense had done to put you guys in a position to, kind of take a deep breath and say, okay, if we can get our act together, we can do this. How appreciative are you as offensive players of what the defense does when, they held the fort to put you guys in a position to do what you were able to do in the second half?
Definitely the pressure's building, especially as good as defense played today. And just as they're doing well, the expectation is that we need to come out and keep that energy going. And so the pressure was just building in that first half, knowing that they're doing a great job and we were just struggling a bit. But I'm sure it was a huge relief to them when we came out halftime ready to go. And I'm sure that that's what tilted the odds in our favor.
Defense did a great job. They were holding them, on defense, and we knew that we could just put a few points up and we'll get the momentum going in our way and just rally around them because they're going to rally around us, and that's what we did.
Same sort of question for Clayton, for you and Michael. The defense seemed to get better as the game went along. It was noticeable in the second quarter, and obviously you guys kept it rolling in the second half. What was the genesis of such a great performance today? Especially after last week was a tough week. What did you guys kind of get back to in terms of finding your identity again?
Just first off, communication, and two, just getting the ball back to the offense and let them do their work. It's pretty much really what it was.
Yeah, we communication. We communicated well all week throughout practice, and that was the biggest emphasis on the defensive side. Just cutting out all those small communication errors that we had versus South Dakota, simplifying things and making sure that we're sharp and we're crisp and we're loud with our communication.
Michael, your interception at that point, I think it was 10-7, was kind of one of those plays that felt like, okay, here's where the tide is really turning. Walk me through that play, and I know it was a tip ball, but
yeah.
And Western was driving a little bit at that point, but obviously that put a stop to it.
Yeah, just play was called, and I was just in the area that I needed to be in, just doing my job, and D-line tipped. I haven't seen the play, so I don't know who tipped it. Maybe D-line or one of the linebackers. And I was just in the area to catch the ball. So just a bang play.
Curtis, and Petey, for you guys, Coach Mallory mentioned some adjustments that were made before halftime. What was the biggest adjustment that got you guys back on track?
Definitely knowing that they were really feeling inside, especially in the run game, and that we knew something needed to be done because that was what was really hurting us. And being able to fix that and coming out, and that's what really helped us. That's what I had a few outside, and that's just where they needed to go. And those adjustments just really helped us out a lot.
Yeah, definitely had to get the run game going, and Coach says it all the time, that's our identity, and and it was big to get us rolling and get us in a groove, so to say, and drove down the field doing that, and we just continued doing it throughout the game.
Pass game got better too. What was the big thing that helped out?
Just seeing everything. I haven't seen too much in the past few weeks, but it was trying to just growing through the game, and coach called some good plays and things that I think I like a lot, and we just executed them.
Clayton, it's another week, unfortunately, where we have to talk about next man up, maybe, with Jonas getting hurt in the third quarter. The defense seemed to rally around that, though. Just tell me about how you guys maintain and keep doing what you did today.
Like Coach Wilson says, just pick up the rifle, and obviously Brim got in there and did his thing. So, but it's just next man up. It's sad to see our brother go down, but it's next man up.
For any of you guys want to chime in on this, just to get a win after it was looking kind of ugly at halftime. Just tell me how that helps you guys moving forward, and kind of take a deep breath and have something to build on in conference play now.
Definitely knowing that we can depend on each other through anything, and no matter what the score may be, that we'll always be fighting together as a team to come out with a victory or even with a loss. Nothing's done by a single person on this team at all. It is all team effort, and that's exactly what we did today, and we just always know that week by week.
Yeah, I think it's a big confidence builder, and I think it's something that we can hang our hats on in games to come, because situations are going to come like that, just like they came today, where we're down, maybe going into halftime, and it's situations like this that we go back on when we say, remember Western Illinois, remember what we did versus Western Illinois, and that's what we have to go back and do the same thing.
Any other questions?
Just a quick question for Curtis. He put you in a kind of tough spot, but do you sort of feel like maybe you should be the starter going forward?
It's not my decision. I'm gonna let the coaches handle that, and where it falls is where it lays, and I'm just gonna accept my role and do it to the best I can.